we have Amruta, so let's get to Amruta. Amruta, so how was your journey? What was your domain?
So, uh, I just cleared it last week actually, and so I don't know. So, apart from everything, every other thing, I would one thing that I wanted to let know. It's very trivial. One thing that we should not forget, one very trivial thing is that adjusting our mugs, the sound blockers which they give, and the chair. Because what happened was, when I appeared like in the examination hall, um, I kind of like in that pressure of the exam, I kind of forgot to adjust my noise cancelling ear muff. And for 1.5 hours, I was with that tight, extremely tight, because I don't know who was sitting, because earlier before me on that specific chair in that specific place, it was so tight. It literally gave me a headache, and for an hour and a half, and it was it, it was so bad. It was so
Painful,
bad that it
painful.
added to all the challenges we have, like in that particular moment. And it was
Oh,
so. But apart from that, I would say that so apart from that, I would say that the exam is definitely not easy at all.
hmm
You have to prepare. Like you have to prepare very thoroughly. Like you have to take it seriously. You cannot take it lightly. And you have to follow all the requisites that that need to be done. Do the mock test. The one thing that helped me was doing the as many as possible mock tests. That's what helped me the most. I believe so. And also paying attention to Shri's lectures, and doing the assignments. I think, yeah, and taking notes, making notes wherever possible, and going through those notes. That
Okay.
really helped me.
Okay. I hear you, Amrita, but the headset's a problem. I think they're giving earbuds now. They're not giving the one
Oh,
with over the
really?
head. Did you put over the head
And
one?
yeah, in Windsor, sorry, in so London at least, like
You're in US,
in
right? You're in US.
I'm in Canada.
Canada, okay, fine. At least in Europe, I'm seeing they're giving earbuds, so you just
Oh,
plug
really?
in. So it
Oh,
it
then that would
won't
be
be.
fantastic, because it doesn't require adjusting. Because mine, it was heavy. It was like heavy, and it
Yeah.
fits so badly, and it really gave
It,
me a tough
it,
time
it,
adding to all the.
it feel like you're going in an airspace or something, right? If you're all the stuff. I don't think you need such a big gears these days. They give a simple
So
earplugs.
true.
You can put it and throw on the trash. This is how I've seen
Oh,
in
wow.
centers in Europe. At least some places I've seen. But this is a good information. Thanks for saying that, Amrita. For people listeners here, that's a good information. I generally request people when you go to exam hall, check out the seat height, your monitor position. There was a woman, for her the seat position was pretty high. She developed a neck pain after 1.5 hours. Keep
Oh,
looking at it
yeah.
like this,
Yeah,
right?
it does
So
happen.
so I know this doesn't look it doesn't look a big thing, but in 4 hours of exam, that's bigger. Your monitor should be properly set, your seat should be good, and you have to have a proper headsets. Even I ask them, people complete all your stuff before getting the exam. Drink water, go to washroom or a toilet, complete all the stuff. Don't rush and start the exam. Set everything well,
So true.
then step inside. Yeah, that's important. So this is called definition of ready in Agile. Okay. Good, Amrita. That's a good thing. But Amrita, one question to you. You are scoring well when you're practicing the exam, in the sense of your scores are good and time management is good. However, it is, I'm hearing from you, the main exam was really had its own challenge, which means what you practiced, are you able to relate to that when you go to main exam?
Um, I would say definitely yes. So the questions are kind of you will find them familiar but not similar. Like
Ah,
they are not exact,
mm, mm,
but you will find that, oh yeah, this is something that I have I have an idea about, but still you have to
Think.
ha- yeah, you have to think in that moment, and you have
Mm.
to kind of um, the practice helps. That's what I mean. So it's not something that you will think that the wordings are not exact, the situations are not exact.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in that moment, going through that question and understanding the question, what exactly has been asked,
Mm. Mm.
is something
Okay.
tricky and to pay attention to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It should be right. If not, PMP exam won't have the value. If I can give a same question here, then PMP is a flop. So it has its own value. But one question to you, maybe interesting question for people, that time management. I can see many people have this struggle when they practice 60 questions a day. They're okay. When they come to 180 questions, they struggle. Which means they cannot sit for 4 hours, or even if they sit, some people say, Shri, I couldn't cover all the questions. It's too much for me. So, how was your time management in the main exam?
In the main exam, quite honestly, I didn't complete it. Like, I wasn't able to complete all the questions.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very tragic. I mean, I don't want it if for anyone to happen like that. But then I wasn't able to complete all the questions. But when I realized at the end that I am falling way behind, I I literally ran up. So my last 1 hour, I had to like in 1 minute I was solving two questions at a time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
so
much. That's much. But where you thought it went wrong? In the beginning, where you lost your time?
maybe in the second section, after so first 1 hour I was able to complete about 55 questions. But
Hmm.
in after the first break, I don't know. Now there are many things to it. Maybe because of that, like I got
Ah,
that headache,
yeah,
and we were like very nervous, and I had to travel 3 hours to reach to my center, and
I
it was
remember
all.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know that there could be many reasons. I don't want to give excuses. That would be apt because or maybe I kind of rushed for the exam. I should have taken maybe 15, 20 days more to practice.
No, no, it's
Maybe.
fine. It's relatable. I think I spoke to you over the call. I remember you had to travel 3 hours, stay in a hotel, and then you go for the exam. Yeah, it's a journey, right? And headsets also is a problem. I recognize that. It's called the enterprise environmental factors, which is not in your control. Yeah, good. Good to hear, Amrita. See, I heard some problems, but you overcome that. End of that, results has been achieved. That's what going to stay with
Yeah.
you for a long time, right?
Yeah. So
But you're
I would
doing this
say practice helped me a lot. Like if I would
perfectly.
not have practiced daily, like daily, literally 2 hours, 2.5 hours at least, I don't think that would have been possible. So
Perfect. Perfect. Nice, nice. Really, really good to know. One last ask for the audience here. Which book you preferred? You found it's good for you to get the knowledge.
uh so 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 the book that I read was Rita's 11th edition. That helped
Hmm.
a lot, and making notes about
Hmm.
whatever I was reading. So after reading each and every chapter, I was making my own notes. Uh, but uh, but about that, I think um, uh, solving the test, solving all the mocks and those tests, all the chapter-wise tests
Hmm.
in the ShriLearning's what to say website, that
Hmm.
helped me a lot. I felt like
Hmm.
honestly, uh,
Hmm.
because making notes even after like where I went wrong and which part of what I was not knowing more about and making notes about it, that
Okay.
helped a lot, I felt.
Okay.
So
Great.
that
Great.
helped me.
Good journey, Amrita. I think after all this hard journey, you saw your beautiful certificate and you feel
That's
excited. I believe you had some celebration after that. Did you?
I didn't celebrate actually. I expected more. I literally goofed up, but then yeah, I was very happy. It was a big relief, and it was like when I saw like wow, I was so happy. I was very happy, definitely. I didn't celebrate, but I was very
You
happy. I was so happy.
should.
It
You
literally made my
should do that. You should celebrate because you
yeah,
put last two
I will
months of
very
effort,
soon.
right?
Yeah, I will very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get a pat on the back. Yay, good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Small things are important. Good, good, Amrita. First, thanks a lot waking up early and coming here and sharing the live experience because it may look simple for the person who hear about the headsets, but when you sit in the exam hall, it will be a tough situation. So it recommend that be prepared. I think that's a message I'm getting from you. Be prepared before you start the exam. And one other message I got from you is be careful on your time management. All right.
Yeah,
So,
very careful.
okay, that's a good message I got from you. Fantastic. Once again, thanks a lot for coming up on the early morning of 5 o'clock for you. And right, enjoy the good summer in Canada and good wishes for your success. Stay connected with us. Be in our elite group. Materialize all the benefits around us. Right?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you so much. And I hope what I was trying to say, although it's very trivial, but it is very important. And little things do matter in that particular moment. That's what I wanted to let you guys know. So
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
all the
Sure.
best to everyone.
Perfect, Amrita. Good wishes again. That's
Thank you, Shri, for
Amrita.
having me.
Fantastic. That's Amrita who cleared PMP. So congratulations to her. So now let's jump to one more person. Yeah, we have another person here. I'm taking Mehul inside now. Hey, Mehul, let me pull inside. That's Mehul. Thanks for your patience for waiting here. And Mehul cleared PMP recently. Once again, congratulations, Mehul, for achieving
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much, Shri. Yes, I've made some notes, Shri.
Sure.
So I can provide the context. I can talk about my preparation. I can talk about the exam a little bit as
Sure.
well, if that's okay.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
But before you start, something I'll tell about Mehul. He's one of the most sincere person in the class. One of the, there are many people. He never miss any sessions.
Yeah.
He'll always be in the video when the class is happening, and he will take sincere notes.
Yeah.
And he don't miss asking questions. He will wait till Q&A, ask all the questions. He keeps me on toes in the class.
Thank you. Thank you very much for those kind words. And
Right. Let's get inside.
one of the points that I've jotted down, Shri, is I think your company, your support team, and your company are just phenomenal for anyone who wishes to pass the PMP relative to some of the other companies that I was looking at. So I'll talk about that in a second.
Mhm, sure.
Just context in terms of me in full transparency. So I was in the April batch. Shri, I don't think I'm the typical student profile for someone who decides to do the PMP from what I've seen in terms of the class. I've got over 30 years experience. Primarily, I started off as a developer, but primarily, for most of those years, primarily in IT project management, program management, and product management. I've got about 25 years worth of experience in financial services. Did an entrepreneurial venture which wasn't successful. But the last three roles have been in education technology.
Mhm.
So a lot of experience. The projects and programs that I've worked on are all software IT technology related. So
Mhm.
that's my
Good.
background. So I'm probably not the typical kind of profile for someone who goes through that. And someone who decides to do the PMP, my motivation for doing the PMP, as you can tell, I'm quite mature in my age, is really to give me a competitive edge
Mhm.
in the job market. So that was my motivation. Um, in terms of training providers, when I started looking, initially, I'll be very honest with you, and I had a conversation with Rahul as well about this. My mind was, I want to get this done as quickly as possible, and I was looking for 1 week courses,
Oh, okay.
the ones that advertise, do it in a week, and then you sit the exam and you pass the exam, right? Um, and I even questioned Rahul because I saw one course that ShriLearning were offering, but it was later in the year or
Mhm.
1 week. kind of fast track course. The
Mm.
majority of courses are the ones that you do kind of, March batch, April batch, June batch, so like six week courses, right?
Yeah.
Um, and many organizations do provide those 1 week intense courses, and you do the exam. And I'm so glad, with hindsight now, it happened to be the right decision. So glad that I chose the longer route. And the reason why I say that is because I think the content and the learning is absolutely immense. And
Mm.
I would have, there's no way I would have passed, having done a course for a week and then taken the exam. It's just not possible. There's also what I've found is that as you do the course with ShriLearning over the weeks and you read the content, you read Rita, do the examinations, take your wisdom in terms of how you teach us, um, you develop sort of a mindset as well, not just from a content project management agile perspective, but also how to sit the exam, how to read the questions and how to sit the exam. And I can't figure out, unless someone happens to be very blessed or lucky, I can't figure out how people can pass if they don't know the content, how they can pass within a week. After a week, I don't know. I'm sure some people do, right? But I wouldn't have been able to do it. So with hindsight, I think that was absolutely the right decision.
Good.
Um, the other thing is, when I was looking at the last point about the other training providers, is that um, your route, your company is very cost effective. I mean, for the amount of support and resources that you provide someone and what you charge relative to European and US and Canada training providers is phenomenal, honestly. I'm not trying to, give you,
I know
uh,
that.
insincere compliments. I sincerely mean that.
Thanks
Um,
for that, Mehul. Thanks for recognizing.
my prep for the exam. So like you said, I attended every lecture. I took notes from every lecture. I stayed on for the full Q&A after every session. Um, and then during the week, I would review the recording and update the notes where I had missed something or where
Mm.
I had, when I'm typing fast, incorrectly typed it. So that was a way to actually go through the content again in terms of the lecture content. Okay. I followed the new course agenda that was shared when I joined the course. So I read all in the sequence recommended. I read the Rita chapters that were recommended, and I
Hmm.
took notes. And it was always my plan to, when I start actually preparing for the examination, to review the notes. So read the chapter once, take notes of the key points, and then review the notes. And that is what I ended up doing. I've come on some of these sessions before, and people have said they've read Rita chapter, more than once. It just for me, some of the chapters were taking like 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that. I just reviewed my notes. My preparation schedule was around 6 hours Monday to Friday, and
Hmm.
around 4 hours on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday 4, Sunday 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saturday 4 and Sunday 4. Yeah,
So in a week, if you 14 hours almost, close
yeah,
to.
yeah. So again,
Mm.
in full transparency,
Yeah,
I have,
good.
I've not been working, right? So again, that's probably something different to compare to most of the people
Mm.
that have been
Mm.
going on this. Okay, I think if I had a full-time job, to put in those hours would have been difficult for me
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. Maybe it could push your exam date a little more further.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That's good transparency. Thanks for sharing that info. Nice.
Um, in terms of practice questions, so the single question that gets shared and the answer that gets shared a few hours later by Rahul, I did every day. I did that. I looked at that, and my track record on that was around 80%, right towards the end once I've gone through the content. So that I was happy with that. Then the 10 daily questions, I did so many of those, not all of them, but I did so many of those. And I'll be very honest with you, Shri, I found the 10 questions, the daily questions, quite tough. My scores were so variable, even towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I was getting like 3 out of 10, and I'm thinking, I'm not ready for this. But then, the next day I would sit it and I would get 6 or 7, right?
Yeah.
So it was very variable. I found those questions really tough. I did all the 15 question mocks, and again, my scores varied between 6 out of 15 and 12 out of 15. Towards the end, they were a little bit higher. Okay, so I was happy with that. I did 7 40 question mocks. Okay, and I was happy with my progress in that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll tell you what I got. I got 70%, 73%, 80, 70, 78, 83, and 88. So
A good average.
generally kind of, yeah, on an upward trajectory. So happy with that. One thing I did find is that when I started doing like the third 40 question mock, the fourth 40 question mock, some of the questions were being repeated.
Repeated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
then the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting a higher score now, but it's probably because I already know the answer. 60 question mocks, I did 3. I got 80, 80, and 82. Happy with
Ah.
that. Time was not an issue for me for anything. Whilst I was doing the ShriLearning mocks, 40 question, 60 question, and the full mocks, I did 4 full mocks.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I started getting a concern, right? After the first mock, I got 75%. So I only started doing my first full mock was on the 28th of May, and I took the exam on the 6th of June.
Wow. So within 9 days, you have to
Yeah,
cover. Okay, that's tight.
that is
Mm.
tight. I agree. I don't recommend anyone else to do that. And I'll tell you why I set the exam on the day on the 6th. I wanted one more week, but I was going away for 2 weeks on holiday to
Mm-hmm.
US and Italy. So what I didn't want to do is have a 2 week gap, and knowing me, I start forgetting stuff, I'll be honest with you. So I'd crammed a lot of it in. I mean, I understand the concepts, that's not fine, but some of the questions, obviously, you need a level of detail, right? And I you kind of didn't want to kind of restart, kind of
Yeah.
revising again after I came back, and that's why I kind of forced myself to go for the 6th. If I had the choice and I wasn't going on holiday, I would have taken one more week. I would have still sat the exam relatively straight after finishing the course with you, but it would have taken one more week. So I got 75%, which I found, yeah, this is good. No time
Good.
issue. 72% on my second one, which
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, that's okay. And then when I did my third one, it dropped down to 66. So I spoke to Rahul, and he
Uh-huh.
said, don't worry, try to aim for the kind of the 70-75% mark. The questions do tend to get harder as you go along. That's the whole intention, right? Um, he recommended that, calm my nerves, don't get nervous, and go ahead with it. Okay. And even if it said don't go ahead with it, I think I would have gone ahead with it as well. Because,
You decided already.
yeah, I had decided, yeah.
Okay.
And then I did the fourth mock, and it went even lower. So 65%, from 66 to 65%. So that was on the back of my mind, but, try to block it out. Okay. So
Mm.
that's what I did from a ShriLearning mock perspective.
That's true,
Um,
Mehul. Just to add on that, exam levels in Sri Learning, the 5 exams we have, 5 full. At least the average people who took exams say the exam 3 and exam 5 are a bit tricky. Thankfully, you didn't go to 5. So, uh, 3 and 5 are they're testing their patience. Some of the questions are more tricky than the before. So, in that tricky, if you are on the average of 66 or 70, which is a good range you have maintained.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's good to know. Yeah. But like I say, after the first mock, I got 75%, and I was going, yeah,
Yay,
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
Okay, in terms of the exam, so the last part, in terms of the exam. So I've already explained that I took the exam on the 6th of June, because I was flying on the 7th and I didn't want to kind of restart again.
Mhm.
Um, fa my experience of the exam, so I was my journey in wasn't 3 hours. My journey in was an hour, but it was quite an early start in the morning, which is not an issue for me. I was pretty nervous, I'll be honest with you. I think I'm generally that type of person, which in project management, especially senior project management, is not necessarily a good trait. But at work, I seem to be okay in a professional capacity. But I was really nervous, because it's been so long since I've studied like this and sat an exam. And you
Mm-hmm.
almost kind of go out the habit of studying. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I was quite nervous. I found the exam ridiculously tough. I'm really being transparent with you.
God, man.
Um, there was a time in the exam, probably in the first session, and I found, even though I didn't have a time pressure during any of the questions that I practiced through the mocks at ShriLearning,
Mm-hmm.
I found the time pressure in the actual exam, I found really tough to manage.
Mm.
Okay. Some of the questions were like 3 lines long on the screen size that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one point after about 20, 25 minutes where I thought to myself, I need a break here. Why am I not getting any easy questions? Right? Do you know what I mean? Because in the ShriLearning one, it kind of intersperses based on the preparation that I did. I found intersperses with, yeah, this question needs like a second read. This question I know the answer to. Do you know what I mean? It's you read it
Yeah.
once and you know the
Yeah.
answer. In the actual exam, it didn't feel like that. It felt like it was, this is my personal experience. And you know, just to balance it out, I know heard other people that have taken the exam saying they found the ShriLearning questions more difficult than the actual exam, right? And there were people
Yeah.
there that came on that I've heard, Shri, that said they finished like 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
Finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found the opposite. I found it really tough.
So they keep shuffling the questions. So Mehul is very lucky on that day. You got such a kind of a beautiful question paper.
Yeah. So honestly, and the other question that I guess people are interested in is in terms of like the formula questions.
Yeah.
I had one, is it PERT?
Hard question. Yeah.
PERT question. I did get that, and that was a breeze because I managed to do that in like 30 seconds, formula that I'd
That,
embedded in
that,
my
that
mind.
looked like that was one of the happiest moment in the exam for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I remember you saying one of your advice was when you took the exam, they had a lot more formula-based questions.
Yeah.
And actually, if you know how to do those, you can save a lot of time.
Lot of time. It'll be like a breeze, as you say. Just put number will come. All
Yeah.
done.
And I felt so happy when that came up. There were a couple of questions on EV, earned value, EVM. So there was one question that I found very easy. One question I just left because it was like I started reading it. I was under time pressure. This was like in the third section,
Okay.
third 60 questions, and I said I'll leave it and come
Okay.
back to it, right? Which was a strategy that I went with when I was doing the preparation, actually, when I was doing the ShriLearning, which is if I found a question, I read it again quickly, and I still think I need to think about it, let my subconscious brain kind of think about it. I would flag it on the ShriLearning portal, and then I'd come back to it. Just move
Mhm.
on, right? That was my strategy. Um, so I got those earplugs, but I didn't put them on. I was sitting behind me was I went to in central London, Pearson View Centre in
Yep.
London. Behind me was like a glass office with windows, and the admin staff were there, right? So my cubicle was
Okay.
right in front of them, right? But that didn't do any pressure to give me any additional pressure. I'm not fussed about that kind of thing. They gave me the ear pods, not a headset, but ear pods, which I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
use.
The,
Don't
the
like that.
use the use and throw item, right?
The
That's the
use
one.
and throw item, but I didn't even open the packet, so I gave that back. Um, but
Okay.
in the third session, there was someone sitting next to me. I couldn't see them because there's like cubicles, right? That
Mhm.
had a coughing fit. And that, for like 3, 4, it was like really bad. He didn't go out. He was, and by that time I'd forgotten that I had those earplugs anyway, right? So, um, when the exam finished, when I had 2 minutes left, I had about three questions that I had flagged that I didn't get chance to kind of go through again. And I just guessed the answers because, like you had said so many times, there is no penalty for wrong answers.
Mm,
So
mm,
always do an answer, always guess an answer. And that's what I did. Okay. So I found the time pressure really. And then the last thing that I want to say is I was really expecting the result in terms
mm.
of pass or fail result, not the report, to be displayed on the computer.
Yep.
And it didn't do that. And I got quite worried. And I kind of looked behind me. And the lady indicated, "Are you done?" I said, "Yeah, I'm done." So she said, "Go out then. You have to move out." So when I went out, the lady was waiting. One of the ladies in the glass kind of offices behind me was waiting, and I said, "It didn't show me my score, whether I passed or not, because that's what I was expecting on the screen when I said submit, right?" And it kind of does, it kind of takes time, but then it says thank you or whatever message it kind of put through. And she said, "Ask at reception. They may have a printout of the score."
Yep. Yep.
And that's what I went. I was like, by this time, I had such sweaty armpits. I'll be honest with you. I was so nervous because I honestly thought I had failed. When she and the printout was coming out as I kind of walked to reception, and she handed to me, and I said, "Have I passed?" She goes, "It looks like it." I didn't even read it.
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, it looks like you've passed." And I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I literally went like this. It was so funny. So that's my journey. The When I was on holiday, 2 or 3 days, maybe 3 days later, I got the actual report, but I didn't want to open it, thinking, "Oh, if I've just scraped through." I didn't want that to ruin my ruin my holiday. When I got back, I looked at the report, and again, in full transparency, I got above target on people and process, and I got
Mhm.
on target on business environment.
That's good. People and process about target. That's a good job. Round of
Yeah, yeah.
applause.
So I was really happy with that. And the only thought that occurs to me is the way that you and your team support the people, the way that you teach the cohort. Absolutely the right way. You kind of reiterate the key points, right? It's about consistency. It's about practice, right? Um, it's about having a plan, right? And I think that is absolute, and it's about also about understanding the mindset. Both about how to read the questions, in most cases. I could straight away in the exam, two of the answers, I could say this is definitely not it. But
Yep.
between the other two, actually in the exam, I found it quite tough.
Mm, mm. Yep. And that's a kick-off PMP exam. You should go through that.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. It's pretty interesting, Mehul, to listen to that. The results, what you said, this PMI changed last year, September, where they don't show the results on the screen.
Oh,
They show the preliminary results in the paper. The paper given to you, it's a preliminary result.
yeah, that's
Actual
right.
result come to you after 4 hours or 8 hours because PMI do something called data forensic. After your exam, they verify your video recordings. They verify your exam answering pattern. For example, there is someone misbehaving to create with some short keys to answer. They can capture you. I don't know how they capture. They're using some logic. But point here is they need that 3 4 hours to run through what you did. Then
Okay.
only they will release your final result.
Okay.
Because of this reason, from last year September, they stopped showing the results on the screen, or rather, they give a printout. But I completely understand from you, the moment from the exam room to you get the printout, it will take 4 5 minutes. That 5 minutes, the heartbeat, if you have watched the movie Mask, the old movie of Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
the heart will pump out and start beating, right?
Absolutely.
I have seen that in centers. When I go to Europe, some students will come out of the exam hall. I can see their face pink in color
Yeah.
because until they see the results, it will be like, yeah, I can recognize what you say.
Yeah, and what was the other point that I wanted to make? Oh yeah, you make a good point about that process that takes 4 hours. They do like the check to make sure that you've not, effectively what you're saying is you've not cheated.
Yes,
Now,
that's
I remember attending one of these sessions where there was a student who passed. I think she was in Europe somewhere. And she said that she did it from home, which was my original intention. I actually, before I heard her, I was actually I wanted to do it from home. I don't
hmm
want the journey in and so on, right? Sometimes the London Underground can be quite stressful. It was okay on the day though. Um, but she said that she got told by is it the adjudicator? What's the right name? The person who actually
Invigilator.
invigilator. She got
hmm
a warning
hmm
saying your eye movements
mm mm.
we're not happy with your eye movements. So I'm giving you a warning, right? So that really put me off.
Mm.
I mean, you don't know me as a person that well, but I would never ever cheat. What's the point, right? There's no
Yeah.
point in doing that for me at least. There's no point in doing
You are
that.
right, Mehul, on that because I have a person who, while writing exam, she have a habit of looking at the foot. She keep looking
Yeah,
down for some reason. She thinks and come back. They gave her a couple of warnings. If you further look down, we suspect that you are reading the question to someone behind you,
yeah,
so that we are getting the right answers. So online exams are good in saving your time of travel. Sometimes because of our natural body language, it doesn't go well. That's your natural
absolutely,
body language, right? Maybe I am a guy who's look at the camera all the day because I keep on doing training. But you may not be a person who looking at the screen all the time. You may look here, you may look there, look down. They suspect you. So what you said is right point. We're a bit careful on online exam.
absolutely, and that was the reason why I said I'm just gonna go to the center. I didn't realize that
Yep.
that's what they're checking, even for because, like you say, it's preliminary first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they still want to make sure. I mean, there's no way anyone can cheat in the Pearson
Exactly,
VUE
exactly, exactly.
center in, yeah.
See, there is a reason the PMP is a standard is high in the world. See, tomorrow when you say PMP certified, people know that you have crossed through the good amount of studies, worked hard to clear the exam, and there is no way of cheating this exam. So when someone comes with a brand of PMP, you know this guy done his job,
Yeah.
right? I think that brand should be maintained means this kind of scrutiny is needed. That's needed. That's needed. Good. Very good. It's a really good thing hearing from you, Mehul. I think you took enough time to put the notes. As I said, you're very sincere on what you are. I believe the audience listening today, or this video going to be in YouTube, and people are going to listen for a long time. It's a very systematic approach. Listen the class carefully, take notes, read the notes to get more information because your notes
Yeah.
is your language, your words, it captures faster. Practice every question given in the groups or the 40 questions, 60 question, 180 question. Don't worry on the scores much. Focus on the content, observe carefully. That's more important. In main exam, be careful on time management.
Mm.
And also, always there's a trick is there. When you get a two answers eliminated, two answers going to be tricky. This is there in main exam also. So be cautious on your subject knowledge. Right? Good. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for giving those info. I'm seeing
Thank you.
Chandan is putting the hands up. I will invite Chandan if have a question, if you can help them.
Yes.
Yes,
Can
Chandan.
you hear me, Shri?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. My question is to Mehul because Mehul said he has experience of like 30 years into project management, program management, and everything else. So, did you do any unlearn from the experience that you have? Because that's what I'm facing right now. I have 10 plus years of into project and program management. Every time when I take mocks, I feel a lot of answers are correct, and I ended up giving wrong answers. So I'm struggling a bit here in this case from a very
Yeah.
long time. And if
No,
Sharif, if he remembers, I have taken my classes last year, and somehow due to personal reasons, till now I'm not able to give the exam. It's some of the other things are happening with me, and I'm dedicating towards this one this time. So, will your experience come as a negative point when you give the exam? Or how did you do that? How did you overcome with your previous experience? Only put your mind into the questions and then started answering.
So yeah, no, great question, Chandan. Thank you. I mean, for me, actually, my previous experience was more of a benefit, right? With the way I guess my mind works. I don't know. Maybe everyone's not the same. Than a hindrance, I'll be honest with you. I didn't have to do any unlearning. I kind of looked at this project, as Shri always calls it. This is a project in itself, right? Doing the PMP in its own kind of, in its own bubble, if you see what I'm saying, right? So I personally did not have any issues in terms of undoing learnings from my, over 30 years of, doing project management.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, multiple times this thought has occurred to me. I wish I had decided to. I've got Prince, but only the foundation level, not the practitioner level that I did a few years ago. Scrum Master certification, and PSPO, so Scrum Product Owner. I wish I'd done the PMP 15 years ago because I now realize a lot of what I was practicing in my career, actually, if I had the knowledge and the process knowledge and the people knowledge from the PMP, I would have probably done a much better job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had a relatively successful career, right? But I wish I'd done it 15 years ago. I'll be honest with you. This is such a brilliant qualification. I mean, the people and the process, the business domain is only 8%, right? And as a project manager, you're not expected to know, you're not expected to be a subject matter expert. That's business analysis, so that's the product owner. That's the business owners, basically. But from a people and process perspective, which is the majority of the content here, it's really great. I found it far more useful than the Prince Foundation, I'll be honest with you. And I wish I'd done it 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Interesting.
Thank
Interesting,
you,
Mehul.
Mehul.
That's a wise words from you. So you're turning as a brand ambassador for PMI, PMP. No, no.
It's genuine. I mean, this is what's occurred to me. I think I could have done a much better job in terms of stakeholder management, right? In terms of some of the artifacts that you need to create. I mean, there are lots of artifacts that PMP, obviously talks about. You don't need to create. But I think there are some, when I look at kind of review some of my project management roles, um, if I had known about the people and the process and the mindset, right, I think I would have done a better job. That's the honest truth.
You're going to do more the next 10 years. You're aware of that.
Fingers crossed. I hope it makes a difference in my life.
You're going to shake the whole London, whole Europe in some years. Huh? You bring more changes.
Thank you. No, so kind.
Right. Good, Mehul. Nice listening to you. I believe audience also enjoyed listening to you because you're so
Thank you.
elaborative, well structured as you do always. And my request is be part of our Elite community
Yeah.
and keep up this learning, this interest and this passion because subject when you read, it stays with you for a while. While you practice, while you feel, it stays with you. So contribute, come back, do something, and let's grow this community bigger.
Thank you. And thank you to you and your team, Shri. Like I said, I don't have enough words, genuinely, honestly. The system that you have in place, the support that you provide, honestly, the resources that you provide, is phenomenal, honestly. And you haven't, just for the record, Shri hasn't asked me to say any of this, by the way. This is a genuine compliment.
Thanks a lot, Mehul. I appreciate all your feedback. Good.
Thank you.
Let's
Good
keep
luck,
talking. Thanks.
everyone.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. That's
Bye.
Mehul, who is a PMP star right now. I know today we have a lot of interesting dialogue going up. I'm sure audience are enjoying. We have one more person who cleared PMP. Aiswarya, you are around there with the patience.
Yeah, Shri. Hello,
Uh,
hello, Shri. Hello, everyone.
Hey, I'm trying to pull you into spotlight. By any chance, you are in the camera available?
No, Shri, unfortunately, I'm traveling, so I couldn't. That's why.
Ah, you can't. Okay, what I do is I couldn't pull you into spotlight,
Hmm.
but we can hear you better. Please go ahead,
Okay.
Aishwarya.
Sure. First of all, I really want to thank you for your support and guidance. I would say, really, your class, everything made me. Now I'm a PMP. I'm happy to say that, and it's all because of your class. Seriously, I'm in a beginner level. I don't know much about how this project, like the projects that I work was like a basic level. The class
Mhm.
only really helped me to know, understand more about it, and it also gave me an interest to do that PMP. So
Mm,
thank you so much, first of all. And
fantastic.
yep, about my preparation, I would say like I took nearly 6 months to complete my exam, which I felt like I shouldn't do that at last. The reason behind is, let's say if I start with some chapter, I studied everything, but at the end I started to forgot about it, like formulas and the things, and I really felt like I shouldn't take this much time to do it. Though I practiced a lot of time, and I felt like give a lot of time before itself, crisp and short. I felt like that.
But Aishwarya, for info, if in this room I have few people, if I ask them, how many of you feel the same what Aishwarya said, where you forget what you read? Let me check quickly with the people. How many of you here want to say that you are forgetting what you read?
Me,
Me.
I do that.
So it's a very human nature. So, but how do you overcome that, Aishwarya? That will be interesting to know from you.
To be honest, I didn't have a much like I didn't have a person to discuss about the topics and all. So there I used AI tools. So
Ah.
I started to discuss with that. Like after I do this mock test and all, if I wanted to know more about a particular topic, I went and I talked with that. I made it like a situational, like what if it comes, what should I need to do, like how this project turns up. So these kind of things really shaped me better to understand about that particular topic.
Hmm.
So
That's impressive, right? You're using AI tools. Nice. So you ask a question and AI start interacting with you, not giving a
yeah,
message, but interacting.
yeah, exactly. So let's say if I like after taking a mock test, like I wanted to know more about that particular topic.
Okay.
So I went and discussed with that. Even books gives the answer. Still, if it is like more interactive, giving a real-time example, I
Uh-huh.
felt like it really helped me there.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these things, and as well as like I started to take notes. Like after the session itself, I took notes. I read the books. Now I've gone through both of things, all good with that. Started to take mock tests. And
Hmm.
as I said, like after I get the results, I discussed with the AI tool. So now I was like clear, I got the idea about each topic.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that helped me well there. And,
Interesting. Interesting. Good.
and
Good.
after, yeah.
Maybe one question on this preparation part.
Mhm.
As you read these books or subject, when you started your questioning, when I say questioning, we have a chapter test, we have 60 questions, we have 180 questions, because you said 6 months of time preparation now, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
What was the moment you decided, okay, let me start some bigger exams, 60, 180? What was the moment you decided this?
Like after I complete each chapter, I started to take this chapter-wise questions. Like
Okay.
once I finish a chapter, I immediately go and attend the test, and I'll
Uh-huh.
see what I missed. And all the topics are not covered in the Rita book. Let's say like so in questions, it also covered about that PMBOK questions related as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I started to do it simultaneously. This helped me to understand more about the other topics that I didn't cover in the books.
Okay. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. When you're discussing, something sparking for me. When
Mm.
you say you use AI as a companion to discuss,
Mhm.
will you be free enough to tell which AI? The reason is, PMI have an AI called Infinity.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
So
it
I
says
was
that
not
even use it.
aware about that.
Okay.
I use ChatGPT as well as Gemini.
Okay,
So
Gemini,
both really
ChatGPT.
helped me well.
All right, all right, all
So
right. Just an information to audience who are listening here. PMI Institute has an AI called Infinity. Of course, any AI can give an information, but when I use Infinity, I feel little more higher chance I may get very close to related topic. That's a feel
okay.
I have. Okay, that's interesting. Go ahead, Aishwarya. What else?
So yeah, and while I started when I started to take mock test, I couldn't give like 4 hours to the mock test.
Ah,
That was the main problem for me as I live in the apartment. It was like summer holidays. A lot of children were playing, shouting. I couldn't even read the question properly. I know, guys, this might not be a big thing, but when you started to concentrate on questions, this really disturbed me a lot.
that's true.
I was like reading very soon, but I came to know only from you this feedback. So I reached you and I asked, like, I couldn't complete. The scores are not going good. I don't know what to do further. So
Mm,
you told me, like, after analyzing my score results, everything, you told me that you are reading questions very, like, you're not giving time for the questions. Then
mm,
I realized, okay, this is the problem with me as well. So because of the time I couldn't give, I started to read questions very fastly, so I couldn't give time for answers as well.
mm.
Then, to be honest, I took only 2 or 3 mock tests, which
Okay.
also didn't give me good results. Like I got only 60% something. So I was started to feel not motivated. So, but after getting your feedback, I just took only 40, 60 questions and 10 chapter-wise questions. I didn't go for mock test. I could say the major reason was like the time. For me, I couldn't give that time. But
Mm,
luckily, while I'm attending the exam, I had like 30 minutes left for me.
mm,
I was like thinking, would anyone say that they had time at the last? But I don't know. Like I got 30 minutes around, which gave me time to recheck all my questions, not all my, like the questions that are flat.
mm.
I
Mm.
rechecked everything, and yeah, it's pretty like, I would say like after revising your questions, the PMP was like little bit easy for me.
Easy. I like the word easy. But
That's
what you're
true.
saying is a practice exam.
I mean, like mocks
Mock
that,
exams, mock
yeah,
exam, right?
yeah.
When you say last, when you come to end of the exam, you have 30 minutes,
Mm-mm.
which
Oh,
means,
mean that 30 minutes, that PMP exam. I'm talking about that
ah,
real, yeah.
okay, 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 go ahead.
And yeah.
One question to you. As you practice this, your scores were 60. That's a range you had, and your speed is very high. Now, only reducing the speed, your score starts improving, or was there anything on the subject you have to give attention? What was your case?
No, so I got 60 percentage. My question, I am my like the overall answers were like around 98. For
Hmm.
180, I got like 98 while doing mock test.
Hmm.
I didn't revise the chapter again. I only felt like the time is the problem for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
The reason behind is when I started to take 10 questions in chapter wise and 40, 60 questions, I could do that. I get the answers. Like I was like scoring around 40 for out of 60 questions, or even like for 48 and all I got it. So I felt like, okay, I'm good with the topics, but I couldn't give the time over there.
Got you. Got you.
So, and as I said, I like on the same wise, I was like practicing with this AI tools as well. So the
Hmm.
topics were good.
Hmm.
That helped me a lot. Then when I went for PMP exam, the
Hmm.
questions I got was I like easy compared to the mock test that I took. So it
Hmm.
was like easy. And as I
Okay.
said, I had 30 minutes left at the last.
Wow, wow. See the way how different it is, right? Just a few minutes back, we heard Amruta and Mehul. Each one have a different pattern of question papers, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I talked with my colleague, they said like they had around 10 calculations, like formula based questions. But I was like waiting, I should get at least one because I prepared a lot for that. But I
Yeah.
didn't even get one question. I was like, last 30 question was there. I should get one question here at least, but I didn't get it. So then I realized, okay, the question patterns are very like, but on the other side, I got this drag and drop questions like more than 10. It
Oh.
was very, very difficult for me and was so tricky. So,
Hmm.
so tricky. I couldn't like even rate it how it was. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the questions are also from risk management. Uh,
Uh-huh.
the
Uh-huh.
drag and drop and the options they gave, the very tricky.
Very tricky. Okay, okay. I think they keep shuffling the questions like anything. You
Mm-mm.
cannot even recognize. Even you come out of the exam hall and you tell your friend, "Hey, these are the questions going to come." Still, they go to main exam. They will have a different pattern
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, that's true. That's
Right.
true.
So that's the way they make it. Okay, pretty tricky. Also, with the AI coming in, PMI is also getting ready to keep the exam more dynamic. They don't set one set of 180 questions. When you answer one question at a time, they can shuffle in the background, isn't it? So they can keep shuffling based on the way you're performing. We
Oh,
don't see, we
okay.
really don't know how PMI is performing. They have a logic and they don't declare that logic, and it's so tricky.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good, Aishwarya. So, if you want to give a thought process or an, tips or advice for the people who are working and time constrained on the preparation, any quick words you want to share with them?
Start to discuss with the friends or colleagues who do like PMP. Otherwise, if you didn't get, as I said, like you also can go and discuss with these kind of AI tools. It's really helpful.
Mm,
And don't ever stick with like always book, like reading books, attending questions. I don't think so. It will help you. We need to know more about the situational, and the mindset is more important.
mm,
So
mm,
books and questions, you don't help it. Like you have to do a lot of mock tests, read the answers that you get it and where you failed, understand where you failed. And if it is correct, please also know why it is correct.
mm.
So this will
Okay.
make you to set your mind based on that.
Perfectly, perfectly. Concept understanding is more important and have that mindset of PMI when you go to exam,
Exactly. And
right?
one thing I would like to add is, as Amruta said, even
Mm.
I got the headphones.
Oh,
Man, I should say the guy nearby he was like reading the questions. I could hear his voice. I don't know what to do. I was tend to bear that one, and it was very hard on me. First 1 hour, I don't know how I managed itself. The headphones, like I adjusted it. It was like very hard. It was like
maybe,
close
maybe
to
which,
my, yeah.
bad. That's where, which country you are?
I'm in India, like.
India. Okay. India and Canada should upgrade. Okay.
That's true. That's true. Like, I don't know. I thought of going and complaining about the guy as well. Like, as he's reading questions, it's really disturbing me.
You can actually. You can.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so I thought of not to even mess up with his time. If I go and complain, like, it also disturbs him, right? So I thought, like, okay, I'll go and wear it. But this really made it worse for me. First, for 1 hour, maybe that first section also made like keeping that headphone, doing the questions. I
Hmm.
could totally understand how Amrita felt that time.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now I recognize two people today on the same day on headphones. Okay. And what you did after 1 hour? What was the magic you did?
Like, that guy left, so I removed it.
Thankfully, thankfully.
Yeah, he came for other exams. Like after I took a break, I could see he was not there, so I took that.
Ah, you would have felt much relief.
That's totally, yeah. Like after going for a break itself, like I'm relaxed. So
God's sake, God's sake. I think this is a big problem now. I don't know how to attend this. There should be some tickets raised in Pearson. It's not
mm-mm.
PMI, it's a Pearson. Pearson is a third party who conduct these exams. But usually after people done with the exam, they don't, it's okay, gone. But if possible, someone has to write a ticket in Pearson. Guys, AdSense are mess. I'm hearing from Canada, I'm hearing from India. At least I said like we hear from Mehul, they gave earplugs. Earplugs are okay, right? You can just put it
Yeah,
and.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, so one cautious message to everyone here is check the size of the headsets. If it's pretty tight or something, tell in advance. Don't wait for time. Yeah, that's a message.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
That's you'll be so nervous. You wanted to complete the exam. You won't be thinking
Yeah,
these kind of things. You'll be like,
yeah,
need to do that.
yeah.
That's
You
it.
won't think about it by the time, right? You'll
Yeah.
be okay. Let me first close this exam.
That's true. Like after sitting the hall, I was like, just concentrate and let's
Yeah.
complete and over. That's it.
Good, super Aishwarya. Really, congratulations for this wonderful achievement. I heard this journey, the beautiful journey. You said 6 months. 6 months is a short duration, considering the job, family, and other parameters. Um, it can be even more than a year of time, but you hold that goal with you and that determination. I would have said this multiple times. I will repeat to myself. Um, Success is not overnight, right? It's a consistent discipline. So if you want to come back in 6 months and make it happen, you had the determination. You want to make it happen. So you deserve all this wonderful success. Good wishes for you.
Thank you, Shri. And as I said earlier, it's all because of you and your team. Thank you
Hard
so
work,
much for all your supports. Thank you so
hard
much.
work, hard work, hard work. And thanks for coming up here to share that valuable inputs, which is going to help hundreds or thousands of people.
Oh, sure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
perfectly, perfectly. Good. All right. So today's, oh, sorry. If anyone have a question for Aishwarya. Okay, then let's give wishes to all the successful people today. We have Mehul, Amruta, and Aishwarya. So a good round of applause for the people who cleared this exam. Great, great. And thanks for coming up here. Heartful congratulations to them. Uh,